Bonjour, comment allez-vous? I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope each and every one of you are doing fantastic during this time. And at this time, I want you to do one thing. As we start this class, first of all, I want you to prepare for the class. Second of all, I want you to make a small prayer. So, before we start, first of all, make sure all your books are in place, your notebooks, make sure you have everything, all your writing material, your pen, your pencils, everything in place. You can pause the video this moment, go get your stuff, keep it open, ready with you. And if you're ready to start, let us start. Okay, let us start with a small break of silence. Okay, please keep a little silence at this moment. Let us dedicate this time to learning, and yes, call the presence of God in our midst to help us with our studies. Well, let us remind ourselves why it is important to call on the presence of God, because there is only one supreme being in this world who governs everything more than our governors and more than anything around us that controls the way we live. So let us call on this mighty God, on this almighty, all powerful God to help us with these moments, this time that we'll be studying, and help us to remember and understand everything that we learn. Okay, if you're finished making a prayer, please open your eyes. Alright, so for today we're going to be learning demonstrative adjective, okay, and demonstrative pronoun parallel to each other. Okay, so please, if you want to start writing, you can start writing. Okay, what I'd advise you is you write down first. Maybe you can pause. Okay, you can pause the video, copy everything that you see on the screen, and then listen to what I'm saying. Okay, so either you can do it that way, or you can write as I'm speaking, but please go back and read and rewatch the video again after this, because I want you to write it at a separate time and watch it at a separate time. The reason being, when you write and you watch, that is, you look and you hear, all these three, you're using three senses, and that is what is important. When you use them three separately, you're learning three times, so you don't have to sit and waste time after this learning. Okay, so it becomes like three times learning. Clear? Fine, let's get on with it. Okay, so today we're going to be learning demonstrative adjective, okay, and demonstrative pronoun. Okay, so what you see on your left hand side, okay, LHS left hand side here. Okay, here let's underline this for you, highlight it. Okay, oh, the whole thing gets underlined. Okay, here what you see is your demonstrative adjective, okay, which means this or that, only this or that. Okay, clear? Then you have on the next line, you have feminine singular set, which means, of course, not pronounced as set, it's set. Okay, I'm just stressing on it because it is, I wanted to catch the word clearly, so that's the reason. So you have set, which is feminine singular, and the meaning is this or that. Okay, then on the next line you have the word says, say. Okay, say, just like le, you have say. Okay, say means those, these or those. Okay, why didn't the these didn't come here? Let's make the these happen there. Just give me a moment. Écrivez s'il vous plaît in its place. These, those. Okay, merci beaucoup. This is done. This and that becomes these or those. Clear? I think we need to remove that space from there so that all comes aligned. Now you might say, why all of it is not auto aligned? It's not auto aligned because it's not important right now, because the whole thing gets upset. Okay, the whole thing moves, that's the reason. Okay, I think this is fine for now, and this is how I wanted it to be. So sir said say. Okay, sir said say. And then when you have a vowel, you have something different here from the demonstrative adjective. Please pay attention to this. This is say, CET. Okay, CET comes in the place when there is a vowel. As you see this vowel, okay, when the next word starts with a vowel, like setom. Okay, setom, that is om means man. Okay, HOMME, man. When you have a man and you have this pronoun, you have adjective demonstrative. Okay, you will have to employ or use set, CET. Okay, that being said, you have learned this, that, this, that, masculine singular. Okay, let's take that word underline. Sir Seth, you've learned sir or Seth, to use it with masculine singular. I'll come to where and how to use this, but right now you learn the meaning of these words. Okay, this or that. Then you learned Seth, C-E-T-T-E, Seth, that is this or that, but for feminine singular. And then you learned these or those, which is se, masculine singular plural. Sorry, masculine feminine plural. One slight mistake here. Let's get that rectified quickly. Joel, just fix this thing. Okay. To your rescue. It should be MF, M/F. Perfect. Très bien. Okay. CS. Okay, this is says. And it's masculine. Missed out something. Why doesn't it look like what I wanted it to be? It did an auto correct, I guess. I think it's autocorrect that's fooling around, that's playing around with my editing and all that. Okay, so blame autocorrect for that. Okay, please don't blame. Okay, so say masculine, feminine, plural. The meaning is these or those. Okay, is that clear? These or those. Clear? Fine. That being said, that's done. That's done with your adjective demonstrative. Okay, now for your pronoun demonstrative, we have celui. Say with me, celui. Say once again, celui. Celui means the one, this one, or that one. Okay, the one, this one, or that one. What's the meaning of this, or where do we use these? When I say the one, suppose I say the man with the black umbrella is my uncle. Instead of saying the man and all that, we can directly say the one with the black umbrella is my uncle. Clear? Similarly, if I say the woman with long blonde hair is my auntie or is my aunt. Similarly, if we say the woman with long blonde hair is my aunt or auntie. So, in this case, when you replace the word woman with a pronoun demonstrative, okay, pronoun demonstrative, we use cell, C-E-L-L-E, that is this word here. Okay, we use cell, feminine singular. So when I say the one, when I'm referring to the woman, the one woman who's with the long blonde hair is my aunt, I would say the one, that is the one, see this, okay, is my aunt. Cell ki ave yun shaver, sorry, la shaver long, a blonde, a ma tant is my auntie. Okay, is my auntie. Okay, done. So that's where you use your the one. Okay, but in for this exercise purpose and for your testing purpose, you will have both these in one sentence. Okay, that's why I'm teaching you both these topics together. Okay, so then where do we use the next one? Sirs. Sirs means, by the way, sirs means masculine plural, as you see here, and feminine plural for cell, C-E-L-L-E-S. Okay, cell, feminine plural. The meaning is these ones and those ones. Clear? Très bien. Very, very good. Okay, if you understood, very nice. Now, how do we use and where do we use these? Okay, so the first one is, it is used demonstrative. Your pronoun demonstrative and adjective demonstrative is used before pronoun relative. Okay, by the way, these rules that are mentioned below are only pertaining to cell, your pronoun demonstrative. Okay, why? Because for demonstrative adjective, you do not have rules as such. You just have blanks and they ask you to replace the this or a that with a with a sir said says in the sentence. Okay, so they usually give you a blank and you just have to put the sir said says the right form, in the right form, looking at the masculine, feminine, or the masculinity or the femininity or the singular plurality of the noun. Okay, that is for the adjective side of the demonstrative. Okay, that's for the adjective side of the demonstrative adjective. Okay, so but for the pronoun demonstrative, you will have certain rules which you can keep in mind. Now I would like you to make a note of these rules, as you're already writing. I expect you're already writing, so I would need you to make rules, make notes of these rules. But instead of a star that I have put there, you can put point numbers. Okay, see this star that you see here? Please, you can in place of the star, you can use a point, a number. Okay, a number there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so for now, what you need to do is pronoun relatif qui que ou dont. Wait, no, this is not the topic. Sorry. There are, yeah, there are certain rules that you need to, as I was telling you earlier, that you need to follow. Okay, before you use this pronoun demonstrative. Okay. Now, it's used before pronoun relative. Now, pronoun relative is another type of pronoun which we'll be learning, okay, later in this session. But for now, just for your knowledge, pronoun relative are basically relative pronouns. That they are pronouns that usually join two sentences together. Okay, so for example, suppose you have so these are your pronoun relative. Okay, qui, que, ou, dont is your relative pronoun. Okay, so la femme qui travaille ici est mon amie. The woman who works over here is my friend. So they say that pronoun demonstratives are placed before pronoun relative. What I said, they say usually pronoun demonstrative is usually placed before pronoun relative. Now here in this sentence, qui is the pronoun relative. Okay, therefore la femme is what we want to replace. Clear? And therefore the pronoun for that is celle. Why celle? Because celle, if you see here, is feminine singular. How many femmes are there here in la femme? There's only one woman, right? So therefore it is celle, feminine singular. Clear? Next example. Les étudiants qui sont absents auront puni. The students who are absent will be punished. Okay, auront puni. Puni is past participle, auront is future. Okay, don't worry about the mix up of tenses. It's not a mix up. It is perfectly done right. So leave that aside. That's for another tense that you will be learning later, maybe if necessary in the 12th, or if not necessary. So just drop it. Please pay attention. It's just important to get the meaning. Okay, so forget about when you learn and what you learn and all. What is important is is that you get the meaning and understanding of things. Okay, so les étudiants qui sont absents, the students who are absent, will be punished. Auront puni. Now you might say this is auront comes from avoir. Why am I saying will be? Please take note. Puni is not one of those adverb verbs. Okay, so puni comes from the verb punir. Okay, it's a regular it's a irregular verb and ending with ir. Therefore the ending would be puni. But because we are talking about les étudiants here, okay, therefore it has taken s. Okay, here. Clear? See, you see that? Fine. And therefore les étudiants qui sont absents auront puni. Now we want to replace les étudiants with a pronoun demonstrative. Okay, why? Because why les étudiants? Because les étudiants is whom we are talking about in the whole sentence. See, can I say qui is my subject? Who wants to be punished? No. Who is not doing anything in the sentence? Sont wants to be punished. Sont is just a verb. It's not the subject. Okay. Absent wants to be punished. No. Auront wants to be punished. No. Punish wants to be punished. No. Only the students who are basically who is the subject in the sentence. The subject is the one who is doing the main action, the main role in the sentence. Okay, this is the subject. So in this sentence, les étudiants qui sont absents, who are absent, will be punished. So we are talking about the students, not about absentees or about punished or about will be or who or are. Okay, we're just talking about les étudiants. So therefore les étudiants. Now les étudiants is placed before pronoun relative called qui. See this? Yeah, and always remember qui always comes before a verb, but save this rule for a later time when we'll be learning pronoun relative. But please notice this. Okay, qui is always placed before a verb, whereas que comes before a noun or a person, basically. Names of people and all. Well, that being said, basically que doesn't have a rule as such. Qui is always placed before a verb. Please remember that. Now, based on what we learned, therefore we learned that before a pronoun relative, we place the pronoun demonstrative. Clear? Therefore, we have ce, okay, cux, ce. Then the second rule states that before the to show possession. Now, what are we talking about here? La bicyclette de Marie et la bicyclette de Jacques sont cassées, are broken. The bicycle of Marie and the bicycle of Jacques are broken. Cassé. Cassé means broken. Okay, so please write the meanings. Please write the meanings. Okay, every time I say, every time you learn something new, please write the meanings. You never know how much important it will be. Okay, for you, it will come handy for you in the future. In fact, that's one way how I learned my meanings. Though I'm bad with spellings, I learned my meanings this way. Okay, so please. Yeah, la bicyclette de Marie et la bicyclette de Jacques, the bicycle of Marie and the bicycle of Jacques, the Jacques sont cassés. Now you might ask me, why didn't I underline the first bicycle? No, I didn't underline that because I didn't want to replace that bicycle. I just want to replace one of the bicycles, okay? Because there are two times they've said bicycles in the same sentence, and I don't like when there are two bicycles in this, I mean two times mentioned the same word bicycle in the sentence, because it becomes a repetition. And yes, repetition is good, but sometimes it's not. Well, la bicyclette de Marie et celle de Jacques sont cassées. If I had not underlined the second bicycle, we would not have an example. Okay, so that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why I had to underline the second one. Okay, so that aside, la bicyclette de Marie et celle de Jacques sont cassées. So the bicycle of Marie, okay, see how they have replaced cell before the. Please take note of this, cell and the. The bicycle of Marie et celle de Jacques sont cassées, and that of Jacques is broken or are broken. Okay, yeah, are broken. Okay, so once again I'll repeat that the bicycle of Marie and that of Jack, okay, the bicycle of Mary and that of Jacques sont cassés. Is that clear? Any doubts, difficulty so far? All right, if you're clear about and done about this, then let us move on to the next one. Okay, so moving on, we have il a mangé son chocolat. Wait, before we go to that, let's do that example. Il a mangé son chocolat et le chocolat de sa sœur. He has eaten his chocolate and that of his sisters. That of his sisters. Which is the word for that of his sisters? Please note, le chocolat is masculine and it's plural. So we shall take sœur. Why? Because sœur is masculine and plural. Understood? So therefore, that of, what's the meaning? Okay, so let's add it here. Okay, since it's not there here, let's add the meaning. That of. Très bien. That of. As we learn more things, we'll keep on adding things. Okay, so let's keep adding it. Okay, now if you have your rules with you like this, and if you don't have that off in it, please add that off in it. If we make any changes, corrections, don't leave your rules like that. Okay, with the old method or old things in it, old words in it. Okay, please add the corrections in them. Okay, done. Now the next rule states, before ci, that is si or la. Si means here, la means there. So now when do we use si or la? We use si or la when we want to express proximity. Proximity means you want to say that certain things are close to you and certain things are far. That is, certain things are close to you, see, and certain things are far. La, over there. Okay, like là-bas. Là-bas means over there. And celui-ci means this one here. Okay, now take a look at this line. Okay, before ci and before la, okay, we use the pronoun demonstrative. Okay, pronoun demonstrative. Je veux ce livre-ci. I want this book here. This one that is here. Okay, I want this book here. Now when I say I want to replace this book here, I would say je veux this one. See, when I say I want this book here and I want to replace the book, I have to change it with a pronoun, from the adjective to the pronoun. So what do? I take the exact replacement of the ce into celui-ci. Okay, je veux celui-ci. Let's take another example. Ce médecin-là est efficace. Is efficient. Okay, efficace. This doctor here is efficient or is very good at his work, basically. Okay, so what's the meaning of this? Ce médecin là, that doctor there is efficient. Celui-là est efficace. Okay, let's take one more example. I'll give another example. Uh, let's say je donne mes livres or le livre. Okay, let's not take le livre all the time. We're doing le livre only. Let's say, for example, je veux je veux un chocolat. Je veux un chocolat. Okay, so je veux, let's say je veux le chocolat si. Okay, I want this chocolate, the one that is here. When I say je veux le chocolat, you know that when I say le, I'm talking about a masculine noun. Okay, so therefore that le chocolat will be changed to I want this one here. Okay, to celui-ci. So even if I don't say ce chocolat, I can also say le chocolat. Okay, when I'm being very specific about something. Therefore, I say je veux celui-ci. I want this one here. Clear? Let's take another. Let's take something in feminine this time. Okay, let's say je veux de la confiture. Okay, je veux de la, let's say la confiture, or you can even say je veux cette confiture. I want this jam. C. Okay, I want this jam here. This one that is here. I want this jam here, and you want that jam there. Et tu veux cette confiture là. Now, what do we do there? When we have both of them underlined, let's say, if you want, you can write it down. Okay, if you know the spellings. If you don't know the spellings, just write what you feel and then check the spellings in grammar in Google later. Or even parallel to this, you can open a tab with Google Translate in it. Okay, and check the spellings right out there. Okay, so even if you find any spelling mistakes in what I have done over here, please check and confirm with me first, and then write it, make the correction. Okay, so that's the thing. Now, for the example of je veux ce confiture ci and tu veux cette confiture, sorry, not ce confiture, cette confiture ci et cette confiture, tu veux cette confiture là. Now, what do we do there? Suppose I want to say I want this jam here, I want this one here. Okay, I'm replacing the word jam twice, both the times with a noun, this time pronoun demonstrative, and I would need to say je veux cette ci. Okay, je veux cette ci et tu veux cette là. You want that one there, I want this one here, you want that one there. Clear? Clear, my dear friends? Okay, so if that's clear with you, then let's move on to the next. Don't look at pronoun emphatic as yet. Let's look at before a preposition. Now, I have not given a exercise, an example for this. Let's quickly write that there, because at that moment nothing came to my mind, but let's still make a note of it. Okay, I'll give an example quickly right now. Okay, so let's take down an example for this one, and the example is example. The example is example. Okay, so before a preposition, now let's take a preposition, for example après. So before a preposition, like let's say après, je veux, let's see, 1 minute, I'll just get you something. Okay, let's take a sentence. Let's say Eric mangera après la nourriture après sa see, this is what autocorrect does to your work. It makes you type twice what you already did and waste your time like this. Please don't do that. Eric mangera la nourriture après sa so yeah, Eric is making a small sacrifice. Okay, don't tell anyone. Okay, here après is your preposition. Okay, and la nourriture is the noun that we are talking about. Okay, see, I'll give a hint. I'll give you a little hint. Please pay attention. Please look carefully. Please listen carefully. Okay, I'll give you a hint. How do we distinguish how do we catch the noun, okay, in the sentence? How do we catch the noun in the sentence? We catch the noun in the sentence by noticing the by checking out for the specific or definite adjective. Adjective, no, uh whatever you call it. By searching out for the la layers, okay. Search for those definite it's a definite article. You learned definite and indefinite articles, right? Indefinite articles are your yun they. Your definite articles are la le, and your partitive articles are du de la de, okay. So please remember these things. I will not run through them or brush up to them again once again later. Please remember these things. If you don't know, please play the video back, play it back again and check what I said. Play it slowly, write them down and move on, okay. So Eric mangera la nourriture après sa sœur. See? Okay, so in this sentence, la nourriture is underlined. Okay, so in this sentence, la nourriture comes before après. Okay, it's the noun and it comes before après, before the preposition. So, Eric will eat this. Will eat this one after his sister. Clear? What is that? This one? Cell. Okay, so Eric. Let's take the whole sentence. 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, Eric. Copy. Paste. Manchera la nourriture. First of all, let's remove the underline. Come on. Okay. Remove the underline and let's write there. Eric Manchera sell lui. No, sorry, Eric Manchera sell. Okay. Sell après ça. Will it this one? How many nourritures are there? Only one, right? So that's why we say this one after his sister. I'm writing here in bracket adjective just for you to notice. Okay, take note of this, and you also do that. Don't make it that I'm only the one who's writing it. I want you to write it because I'm doing this for you. Okay, especially because of you. So Eric mangera la nourriture après ça. Please note. See, every time you think you've done something right, and then autocorrect plays around with your words, with your work, because autocorrect doesn't know we're doing French. Hello autocorrect, can I tell you we're doing French at the moment? So okay, Eric mangera sell this one après sa sœur, after his sister. Let's take pronoun emphatic for the next topic. Okay, I think by with this you have no difficulties. I bet on it. Correct? If you have, please DM me, do message me after some time. I mean, after this video is done. But please make note of them. Okay, please don't take it for granted that you have a difficulty and I will solve it. No, I will solve it if you write it down and get back to me about it. Okay, please. Okay, please do that. Come on. The next one is moi, toi, lui, elle, nous, vous, ye, elle. Okay, now in this one you have 5 rules. Please make note of them. Okay, each one of them. You can pause the video, write it, and get back to listening the video. Therefore, you have moi, which means me. Toi means you, lui or elle means him or her, nous means us, vous means y'all, and ye or elle means them. If we come across any more meanings in this as we go through or as we advance, I would request you to please write them down. Okay, très bien. Now, where are they used? Okay, when do you, first of all I would like to ask you this question, when do you think we use pronoun emphatic? When do we use emphatic pronouns in a sentence? Okay, I gave out the answer when I said emphasis. Okay, yeah, if you're saying to lay emphasis, yes, we do that, but in what condition? Then that is what we are going to learn in these 5 main points. Of course, there are many more points. There are some sources that state 7 points, some that state 12 points, and such kind of thing, but here I've compiled them all in this 5. Okay, so I'm not saying those are not important, but I will explain to you. Okay, so don't worry. Used after, by the way, I try to make things as much light and simple and easy for you to understand. Okay, so it's not like I've omitted some things as per my tastes. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why I give you less to study, because I know studies are boring, and you know that too more than me. Yeah, more than me. So, well, coming back to the topic, you have five set of rules, and please look at them very carefully. The first rule states that pronoun emphatic is used after se and sa song. Just a few minutes back, we learned the use of sir. You remember, sir. You remember, sir, that is used here as se, because sir, because there's a vowel there. That's what it is, c apostrophe. Okay, so that's se and sa song. Okay, so what is that say and say? So it means it is or there are, and after this, after it is and there are, we use pronoun emphatic. Okay, so it is Nicholas who sings this song. Okay, it is Nicholas who sings this song. Who is Nicholas? He is the person who's doing the action in the sentence. Okay, so therefore the sentence is all about who. It's not about the song. It's not about this. It's not about who is singing. It's not about key. It's not about Seth. It's about Nicholas. Okay, so therefore Nicholas is underlined because Nicholas is the subject, and Nicholas needs to be replaced with a pronoun emphatic. Now let's see which pronoun emphatic we can put for him. Okay, now you might say Louis. Why? Because the meaning is already given to you as him. Okay, so therefore you're right. It is Louis. Why? Because we have only one Nicholas. We don't have many Nicholases. Secondly, Nicholas is masculine. He's not feminine. Okay, so that's why we take Louis, not L. Okay, please note that. Then your answer will therefore be say Louis qui chante cette chanson. Now I want you to remember one thing. It is only for personal pronouns that we place the personal pronouns before the verb. But for every and every other pronoun that you're learning here on, you have to place the pronoun in the place where the noun was. Okay, wherever the noun was. Okay, so please note, c'est lui qui chante cette chanson. It is him who, see, it is him who sings this song. Clear? Next one. Let's change that same sentence and give it a feminine name, and let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. Let's say her name is let's say Bernadette. Okay, c'est Bernadette qui chante cette chanson. Cette chanson. Yeah, cette chanson. C'est elle qui chante cette chanson. It is she who sings the song. Okay, or in French it would be her. It is her who sings. Of course, it doesn't make sense in English, but it is she who sings the song. Next one, it's used. Next rule is it's used after prepositions. Okay, so what are those prepositions? After prepositions, you have, let's say, what are prepositions? Prepositions are, I know always I give apre only and manjare only, but let's just get used to this. Okay, so here for now you have apre as your preposition. Okay, je mangerai après ma soeur. I will eat after my sister. The meaning is already given to you there. Okay, so is this about my sister? Is it about eating? Who is it about? Who is doing the action in the sentence? It's me. Okay, so I will eat after my sister. Therefore, what do we do is je mangerai après elle will change to one minute. There's a mistake here. One minute. There's a mistake in the sentence. Used after. Yeah. No, it's correct. It's correct. I've not underlined. That's why the confusion. This has to be underlined. Okay, better. Okay, so je mangerai après ma soeur. Sorry. Used after preposition. Now there the preposition is après. Okay, so je mangerai après ma soeur. So instead of saying I will eat after my sister, I say I will eat after her. Okay, and the word for her is not she, it's her. Let's see, him or her. I will eat after her. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, I keep telling you and I keep saying this, please translate, because if you translate and you get the translation correct, that's the only way to get the right answer. Okay, because if you depend on rules, sometimes rules have exceptions. I'm not saying rules are wrong, rules may be right, okay, as per the teacher who's taught you them, but what I'm saying is rules have the exceptions, and when you study rules and you don't remember the exceptions, it's as good as you have not studied the rule. So it's better to remember the rule and the exception and all that comes with it, or you remember the clauses, you remember to translate. And if your vocabulary is good and strong, let's do the translation way. Okay, so therefore, je mangerai après ma soeur, I will eat after her. Okay, and then the next one, used in the beginning of the sentence to emphasize on the subject. Like for example, if I'm saying Dominique il arrivera dans 10 minutes, he will arrive in 10 minutes. Instead of saying Dominic he will arrive in 10 minutes, I can rather than that say him, he will arrive in 10 minutes. So I'm saying him, lui, him, he will arrive in 10 minutes. Used in answer to a question. Now the next rule is, it says that you use this as an answer to a question. Okay, I think what we'll do here is I'll just add this on the next line. Oh, let's move this down. Move with a dash and take it on here. Perfect. Same with this. Move back. Does it look aligned? No, it doesn't. So I'll move that back. Come on. One more blank to be removed. Yes, perfect. Jean. This looks better. Okay, so I think let's save this here. Okay, now here what do we have is used in answer to a question. Now what's the question? Qui a reçu la lettre? Who has received the letter? I say I want to say John has received the letter, but I would want to repeat the whole question once again. So I say John. Who has received the letter? John. Okay, so similarly, qui a reçu la lettre? Him. He has received the letter. Okay, so he has received the letter. Him. Alright, instead of saying him has received the letter, of course, him has received the letter doesn't make sense, but he has received the letter. Who has received the letter? Him. Okay, so use in degree of comparison. That's your next rule. Patrick est plus vite que Charmaine et Ruben. Okay, so use in degrees of comparison. I will teach you degrees of comparison, and for 9th standard you have this topic, degrees of comparison, which is going to be there for you in the 10th, 11th, 12th, and now you have it as well in the 12th. Okay, so Patrick est plus vite que. You remember you learned plus que, moins que, aussi que. Yeah, and then you have to put an adjective in between, in the middle of the pluka, muaka and osika. Now I'll teach you this degree of comparison separately as a different topic later on. Okay, but for now this is very important. Okay, used in degrees of comparison, that is that is your this thing, your emphatic pronoun. Okay, now I've underlined the whole thing. I've underlined plu with ka along with the actual pronoun to be replaced. Why? Because your plu with ka is not going to be replaced, but only for you all to pay attention to the plu with ka, only to lay extra emphasis on the required or the underlined, basically the required degree of comparison. Now what are we talking about in this sentence? Patrick est plus vite que. Patrick is more faster than, or he runs faster than Charmaine and Ruben. Okay, not combined. Okay, he just runs faster than both of them. Now, so when I say I want to replace Charmaine and Ruben, one is feminine, one is masculine. So what do? As I told you earlier, it takes ye, them. Okay, because both are not feminine. Okay, one is masculine, one is feminine, so it favors the masculine one, and therefore we have ye. Patrick est plus vite que ye. Okay, now you might say there are two e's here, que and year, so I need to year. So I need to do something, and that something is, please don't forget, you have to drop the e because of the sound year. Put an apostrophe. I'm doing this in front of you just for you to notice it. Okay, I know I could have done it before also, but I've not done it before. Okay, so that brings us to the end of pronoun emphatic. Now you know when to use these, when to employ these pronoun emphatic. Okay, don't worry if you have not understood, or you're not sure about what we've done, and it's still fresh in your mind. I want you to put this aside and jump onto this new topic that I'm taking you to, pronoun relative. Don't worry, whatever you've learned will come back to your mind, or you will recall them and learn them when we start solving exercises. Okay, so don't worry about it. Now you have pronoun relative. Okay, pronoun relative, which is a very small topic and very easy one. Okay, so don't worry. Now pronoun, under pronoun relative you have something called as qui. Please take note of that. You have que, which is sometimes used as qu apostrophe. Okay, let's put a slash in between there. I don't know why the slash did not appear there, or why I didn't put a slash there. Let's, come on, work right. Thank you. Okay, so my system worked right, so thank you so much. Key, the meaning of key is who, which, that. Okay, and the meaning of cur is who, which, that. Wait a minute, how can both mean the same? Yes, both of them does mean the same. Okay, it is key, which means who, which, that, and is cur, which means which, who, which, that. But therefore that brings us to the question of when to use both of them. So when do we use both of them? Key is always used. Wait, don't remember this line. 1 minute, just remove this thing. Okay, it's not important. Key, remember it is another way of saying the same thing. Key always precedes, thank you autocorrect for correcting that, always spelling, precedes the verb. I'm specifying given verb because the verb, we're talking about the verb of the sentence, because some sentences might have multiple verbs in them. Okay, so I'm talking about this one in particular. Okay, whereas k, all other cases uses k. Now it's very simple, this is more easier to understand. Okay, so key always remember this, key always precedes the given verb. Okay, always key is always used before a verb in the sentence. Okay, always remember that. Please remember it this way. Okay, so don't worry, this pronoun relative comes very easy once you understand and once you start solving some exercises. Okay, so once you solve the exercises, you'll understand them better. Now for this example, let us look carefully at this examples. You have key in the sentence work, there is Jean est le garçon dash a essuyé le tableau. Okay, who has cleaned the board. Who's that? John is the boy who has cleaned the board. Now John is the boy, this is your subject. Okay, basically John is the subject who has cleaned the board. Why? Because we're talking about John, we're not talking about the board, we're not talking about the boy, we're just saying John is the boy. Okay, so that whole thing is your subject who has cleaned the board, and therefore key has come there before the verb. You know what, I'll remove that word subject because it will confuse you. It's not about the word subject, it's about key. Let's remove that. Come on. Okay, so we remove that out and in comes a. A is your verb. Okay, right next to that we put a, verb. Très bien. Ok, essuyer le tableau. Jean est le garçon qui a verbe essuyer le tableau. The next one, similarly you have, let's again remove this nonsense from here. Back, no nonsense. Okay, let's remove this word subject from here, it's not really important. Oops, why do you click on unnecessary things? Okay, so le roman qui est is your verb. Okay, sur le tableau est intéressant. Est sur la table. Okay, le roman qui est sur la table est intéressant. The novel, which is, please write the meaning. The meaning of roman is novel. Le roman qui est, which is sur la table. Sur la table is on the table, is interesting. We're talking about the particular novel which is on the table. That one is interesting. So therefore, the one which is on the table is interesting. Le roman qui est sur la table est intéressant. Très bien. Okay. So that brings us to the next part, when to use que. Now, when do we use que? All the other cases uses que. Okay. So when the object is before the blank or after the blank, or when the subject, any object are after the blank, all these use que. Okay. Also remember, don't forget to change que. And by the way, key never takes apostrophe. Never ever ever takes apostrophe, even if there is a vowel after it. But que does. Okay. This is just done so for you to avoid confusion, and also for us examiners to make out when you have written key and when you have written que. Otherwise you might write QU and leave it that way and say, it could mean both, right? It could mean key or que, right? No, it's not that way. Okay, please, it's grammatical French, please write it clearly, key or que. Only if there is a vowel, only ke, I mean if at all there is a vowel, only ke will take the apostrophe. Okay, key doesn't change, please remember that. Okay, so that's why I have given you this here, ke slash q apostrophe, which I have not given for the key. Please take note of this. Okay, done. This is done. Let's move to the example. J'aime le pantalon, I like the pant. Okay, wherein pant is the object, I like the pant. What are we talking about here in this entire sentence? I like the pant that you have bought. Are we talking about bought? Are we talking about you? Are we talking about what? We're talking about I like the pant. Okay, that you have bought is the secondary part. Okay, I like the pant is the main part, and the main part says I is the subject, like is the verb, and the pant is your object. And since subject and object are here in this case are placed before the blank, we have que. Okay, therefore j'aime le pantalon que tu as acheté. Okay, next one. J'aime les fleurs, I like the flowers dash vous avez acheté. I like the flowers that you have bought. Are we talking about what you have bought? No, we are talking about I like the flowers. I like the flowers. We're talking about myself. And what is your subject? Your subject is I. Liking is the verb, and les fleurs is the object. So therefore we use que. Clear, everyone? Please note, please note that we use key only before the verb, and we use que for all other cases, all the rest of them. Okay, done. Next one, oo means where. Okay, now for an example, I've not given you an example over here. I don't know why I didn't give you an example. Okay, so let's take one. Let's take this example. Let's say Cécile aime du café, aime le restaurant. Okay, let's say, yeah, aime le restaurant dash en servant. By the way, if you are asking why am I saying en servant, yes, en can take up any subject. Okay, en can be used to replace je, tu, il. Yeah, je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, and ils also. Il, elle. Okay, so en can take up any one of them. So now here we're taking ou en servant du café noir. Café au lait. Let's say café au lait. Okay, so of course all restaurants serve cafe au lait. Okay, but he likes a particular one. Okay, so let's take ou graph. Okay, done. You en servant. Okay, and let's underline it. That's your answer. Now you will not be given the oo. Okay, please remember that. Okay, just remember oo signifies places. So when you're talking about any place, now here we are talking about, of course, Cecil is the subject because it's all about Cecil. It's not about serving. It's not about the cafe. It's not about the restaurant. It's not about the milk cafe of milk. Okay, milk cafe, milk coffee. Basically, it's not about any one of these. Okay, not cafe. So there's a cafe coffee. It's not about the milk coffee. It's not about the serving. It's not about the restaurant. And it's not about the liking. It's about who likes the restaurant where milk coffee is served. Okay, who's that person? It's Cecil, you're right. Okay, it's Cecil. Now, Cecil likes the restaurant where one serves us. Okay, so that's why on servant. Okay, so where one serves us. Let's okay, to avoid confusion, let's take it as the third person singular only, because some of you might really not understand and might ask me to change it anyways in the future. So, où on set du café au lait. Okay, so uh, Cecil likes the restaurant where one serves milk coffee. Clear? Done. Next one, don. Don means of which or of whom of or that of. Okay. Mm, this is not important for you. Don't ignore nepa per nepa. Please don't write this. This is not important for you right now. Okay, this is for a later time. Okay, now when do we use lequel? And by the way, you 12 students, this is not for the, please forward this part if you're a 8th standard or a 9th standard student, or the 9th, 10th or 11th, because this part is not for you. Lequel, laquel is not there for you, but the 12 students, hang on, because this is there for you for this exam. And here we'll be learning lequel. Okay, the use of lequel, laquel. Okay, so I'll give you an example for this one. Okay, so just give me a moment and I'll tell you when to use lequel. Okay, so wait sorry. Okay, 1 minute. It's not here, so it should be in your uh okay. I just want to inform you that I just checked through your textbook, and lequel, laquel is not there for the Goa board. So good news, everyone, just celebrate for some time and come back. Okay, okay, make sure the celebration is less than a minute. I know you cannot celebrate, but yes, anyways, lequel, laquel and lequel is not there for your Goa board. For Goa board, okay, up from the 8th to the 12th, it's not there at all. Okay, so it's there for your for the 9th or the 10th in CBSE. Okay, so someone said 10th, yeah, 10th. Okay, fine. I'm sure it's there for, maybe it's there for another level also, I'm not sure. Anyways, but it's there for the 9th or the 10th, one of those levels it's there. Okay, so it means of which, not of which, yeah. Lequel is this is your of which of whom is don. Okay, so lequel is anyways, yeah, anyways, it's not important right now, so let's not break our heads about it. If it's important, I'll teach you later. I just wrote it so that if in case I need to teach you. Anyways, moving on, we have adjective possessive. Okay, and that's the last one we're doing for this even for this day. Okay, so not evening, hey, morning. Okay, so or which time of the day you're doing it. Okay, so adjective possessive, and I've not given you examples for this one. Okay, because this one maybe we could type them out as we are doing it, but adjective possessive, for that matter, I've written there right on the top. Okay, it's very simple also. Once you understand, you will understand it. So you have masculine, feminine, you have the plural. Okay, so mo, ma, me, which is my. Okay, it's my. The adjective possessives always are my, not mine. Okay, mine becomes pronoun. Okay, so mo, ma, me is my, ton, tate is your, and I've written on the top there masculine, feminine, plural. So the first one is all the first ones are masculines, all the second ones are feminines, all the third ones are plurals. Okay, so mo, ma, me, ton, tate, and son, sa, se, wherein mama me is my, ton, tate is your, son, sa, se is his, her, or its, and notre, no, notre no is our, votre vo is your. Now many times people don't tell, I mean, and lur okay is their, I missed out that one. Now many times we are not told when and how to employ, how to use these this adjective possessive, and what I'm about to tell you is very important, so I'll say it very slowly, okay? So please listen carefully. Mo, ma, me is mine, is my, okay? So when do we use this, or how do we use this? We use this when I say I want to say my cap, my hat, my hair, my feet, okay? So my feet are paining, or my feet are bruised, my hair is black, or my hair is short, okay? Or my car is not starting, okay? So I'll give you these examples, okay? Suppose I want to say my my, let's say I want to say my shirt is red, okay? So I want to say my shirt is red. I would say mon chemise est rouge, okay? Rouge, red. My chemise, my shirt is red, okay? And suppose I want to say something with the feminine, I would say ma voiture ne roule pas, is not driving, or is not ne fonctionne pas, is not working. Ma voiture ne fonctionne pas, my car is not working. And then similarly, if you want to say may, if you want to use may, you would say you would use may in the sense mes étudiants sont let's say intelligent. Clear? My students are intelligent, so mes étudiants sont intelligents. Okay, so these are examples of wherein I as a single person am referring to various forms of masculine or feminine, or a singular or plural nouns. Clear? And based on the nouns that I'm referring to, not myself, okay, based on the nouns that I'm referring to, we put these adjective possessive. Is that clear? Is that clear? And many times I have questions asking me, I mean, I have questions at me, say, asking me what is the meaning of lur and lur, or when do we use these, okay? So, and I'm sure you also might have had these questions before, and maybe it was answered correctly, or maybe it was not answered correctly, but let's understand it, okay? So what is lur, okay? And what is lur doing there? Now lur is nothing but dyar. Now when do we use dyar? Okay, for example, when do we use both the lur, okay, the one with the s and without the s? Now when we use, suppose I want to say, in fact, for that, before I take you to this, let's do each one of these, okay? Let's do the ton tate, let's do the son sa se, okay? So suppose I want to say your let's say your book, okay? Your book, I would say ton livre, okay? Similarly, I would want to say your car is not functioning. Ta voiture ne fonctionne pas. Then I want to say your keys are not on the table. Tes clés ne sont pas sur la table, okay? So like that, you have examples of ton tate. And if you are writing this down, you can pause the video and please write them down, okay? The meanings, sorry, the exercise, the sentences, the examples that I'm giving you, okay? So please write them down. Then the next one, you have son sa se, and for son sa se you have, for son sa se you have the meaning would be he's, suppose I want to say his book is on the table, so son livre est sur la table, okay? Then sa, his car is not, or let's say in this time let's take another noun, let's say his jam is made of mangoes, okay? Sa confiture est de la mangue, okay? Or est de la mangue, is of a mango. And then you have se. When do you say se? Ses étudiants, his students, sont très intéressants, are very interesting, okay? Or sont jolis. Ses étudiants sont jolis, okay? So that's with your son sa se. Clear? Now when do we use notre nom? When, this is very important, okay? When do we use votre vo and lur, okay? When we now what is the meaning of notre nom? When we want to say that this is our thing, okay? I want to say our thing. Our thing means many of us belonging to the same group. We want to say, like for example, I want to say this car is mine. Okay, one car, only one car is not mine, it's ours. It belongs to my family. Okay, so it's ours. It's belongs to all the four of us or five of us or three of us in the family. So therefore I want to say it's our car. That's when we use notre voiture if it is one single feminine car. If it is something masculine that we own, okay, that all of us own, like for example le table. Okay, every time le livre. Okay, let's take table this time. So suppose we own the table, I would say this table belongs to us. So it's notre table, our table. Okay, notre table, our table. Then similarly notre voiture if it is our car. And then no maison, suppose we have many houses. Okay, suppose I have many houses and I won't say all the houses are mine. Okay, in this village all these houses are mine. So I would say no maison. Of course maison is feminine, notre maison, but right now when you use plural it's not counted. Masculine feminine is not important. Just say no maison. Then votre, similarly, very similar. Okay, this would be your. Suppose you and your family, y'all all own the table. Okay, so instead of saying votre, instead of saying ton or ton or something like that, since it's you and your entire family, we would say votre table, votre votre let's say voiture. Let's not break our head much. I mean, let's not waste time. Votre table, votre voiture. And the last one you have there is vos. Vos is when you own many things, when you all own many things, when you and your family, or you and your students, or you and your classmates, or you and your group, basically whatever the group is like about. Okay, where you are a part of it, maybe even you and your equipe, your team. Okay, so suppose I want to say vos ballon, your ball, your footballs. Maybe the footballs that you're playing on the field and all the footballs are yours. You want to say they all belong to our team. So you would say vos ballon. Okay, then leur and leur. Now coming back to the golden question that I was asking you earlier. It's not really golden but important one. Well, the question was, when do you use leur and leur? Okay, so we use leur and leur when we want to say their things. Okay, now suppose I want to say Mr. Cleophas and Mr. Cressida, Mrs. Cressida, Mr. Cressida, sorry, Mrs. Cressida. Mr. Cleophas and Mr. Cressida both own the house. Okay, so both own the house. So I would say they own only one house. Okay, Mr. Cleophas and Mrs. Cressida both own only one house. So I would say leur maison, L-U-R, leur maison. There's no masculine, there's no feminine for it. Okay, so you just have to say leur maison, L-U-R. And when you want to say this houses are this both these houses belong to Cleophas and Cressida, then I would say leur maison, L-U-R-S, because there are many houses. Now you understand. Suppose multiple people, like let's say maybe it's not just Cleophas, it's Cleophas, Cressida, Emily, Ben or Bernard, and many friends all together. They all own not the house. Okay, they all own the whole building. Okay, so unimable, no, animable. Okay, so they all own a building. So I would say leur again. If they all own one building, it would be L-E-U-R. Okay, L-E-U-R, immeuble, leur immeuble. Okay, leur immeuble. But if they all owned many houses, then I would say L-E-U-R-S, leur maison. Okay, all these people, leur maison. Okay, so that explains adjective possessive. Now this possessive pronoun is a little wider topic, and I will be dwelling on it. I will be explaining it very slowly. Okay, so please pay attention carefully. If you need to take a break, please take a break and come back soon so that we can continue with this part. Well, if you're back, okay, pronoun possessive is nothing much but le mien, la mienne, les miennes, les miennes. Okay, so see carefully. Okay, each one has their own masculine, has their own masculine singular and the masculine plural. Similarly, feminine singulars and the feminine plural. Please take note of them. This one is masculine singular, le mien, le mien, la mienne. This is feminine singular. Then you have les miens, which is the same masculine singular but with the s. and that is lemion, is a masculine plural, and you have lemien. Okay, now when do you use this? Again, you do not use these pronoun possessive when if I am of masculine or feminine. No, it's to be used if your noun that you're talking about, okay, the noun that you're talking about, if that is masculine, singular, then you would use lemia. Okay, and if it is masculine, if it is feminine singular, then you would say la mienne. Or if the noun that you're talking about is many garçons, okay, like many boys are probably your students, okay, so I would say les miennes. Okay, les miennes. Clear? And if you're talking about many girls who are in your class, okay, and they are all very attentive or very smart students, okay, so I would want to say les miennes. Okay, les miennes, these girls are smart. Okay, that's your example. So the next one, le tien. Le tien. Suppose I want to say this is your let's say I want to say this is your bag. Okay, le sac. This is your bag, it is yours. Okay, so uh, by the way, this the meaning is your, and I'm saying yours. Why? Because no, yours is more of a water thing than the Lathion part. Why? Actually, it's yours for Lathion also, but I have not written it here because you might get confused. You might say, you might feel like, why is the same meaning given for both when one is singular and the other one is feminine, saying plural. Okay, so actually it's not about it being singular and plural, it's more about what your noun is about. Okay, so here it's about, see, in Lermion case, no, it's about I who's saying these are my things. Okay, but in the second one, in the second case, it's about you who's saying these are my things or these are not my things, or what is yours and what is not yours. Okay, so it's about you who's saying what is your. Of course, it's not the correct word, not your, but it's yours. So le tien, la tienne is all about your. Okay, it's all about your. Le tien also is all about your. Okay, that's why you have your there. Okay, done. That being said, then you have le sien. This is his or her. Okay, suppose I want to say it is his car or her car. I will not choose his or her based on le sien, la sien. I will choose it based on the car that is his or her. Okay, based on the object of that we're talking about, because based on the noun that we're talking about, sorry, because we're doing possessive pronouns, we will talk about which noun is to be replaced based on the we'll replace the given noun with a possessive pronoun. So that brings us to the next, le notre. Le notre, Le notre is nothing but us. Again, once again, as I had explained earlier, when we say us, I'm talking about me belonging to a group, like me belonging to my family. This is ours. Okay, this is ours. Similarly, me belonging to my class, like the class went for a picnic. Okay, suppose I want to say the class went for a picnic, I would say we went for a picnic, right? Okay, in the same way, suppose I say we as a class, we own the blackboard. Okay, the whole blackboard is ours. So if I would say if I ask you about the blackboard, I would say it is ours. It is ours, not we own the blackboard or we own it, but it is ours. So how do you say it is ours? I would say c'est c'est le votre. Sorry, notre. C'est le notre. C'est le notre. It is ours. The blackboard, it is ours. And similarly, if I would say this jam is not ours, it is someone else's. Okay, it's probably my neighbor's jam. Okay, and I happen to find it. So I would say, and if I find my neighbor, I would give it to him or her and say, take this is yours. How would I say that? I would say c'est la votre, this is yours. Okay, c'est la votre, it is yours. It is yours. Why? Because it doesn't belong only to the man that I gave it to or the woman I gave it to. It belongs, or the child I gave it to from their family. It belongs to the whole family, right? So therefore I have said c'est la votre. Okay. Then le, leur, la, leur, and le, leur, and le, leur. Now you might ask me, when do we use these and why so many iterations of them? Okay, so the le, leur is for masculine nouns, okay, that you're replacing, not yourself. Okay, you're talking about they. You're talking about Cleophas and Cressida. two people, not necessarily always clear for the criteria, but just for example's sake. Or maybe you can say even a whole class which does not belong to your group, okay, like for example another class of people, another friend, another group of people, or probably another state or a country of people, okay. And you want to say they read the newspaper, okay. So I want to say they read their newspaper, okay. So le journal will be ils ils lisent they read, okay. When I say il, I'm talking about ils, okay. Ils lisent 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 ils lisent le leur, they read that of theirs, okay. They read that of theirs, they read their newspaper, they read theirs, okay. So similarly, if I would want to say, see, I'm not saying they read their newspapers, I'm saying only one newspaper. All of them, the whole country reads just one newspaper, which is that, I don't know, but we're talking about just one newspaper that they read, and that is they read theirs, okay. So they read their leur, okay. The whole nation, il listen reads leur, their, okay. Then similarly, if I would want to say the whole nation wears a skirt, and it's very funny if you think about that, but I just want to say that right now just for the example's sake. And in this case it would be the whole nation, that would be ILS, or let's say all the women of the nation, okay. So that you can control your laugh. All the people of the all the women of the nation wear skirts, so all the women of the nation would be L, okay. The representative is L, but right now that's not important. We need to know what we need to replace the noun, okay. So all of them wear, of course all of them don't wear one skirt, but suppose I want to say all of them wear a skirt, okay. So just one skirt, and the word for skirt is la jupe, okay, la jupe. So I want to say elle porte la jupe, okay. Instead of saying L-E-L-L-E-S, okay, they all, okay, all the women of the nation. Instead of saying all the women of the nation, I'm saying L-E-L-L-E-S, okay. Elle porte la leur, they wear their, okay, they wear theirs. So they all wear their own skirts, they all wear their skirts, okay, they all wear their skirts, okay. That's it. So now suppose the next sentence I want to say the whole nation, both men and women, they own at least one car. So let's say they own many cars, at least two cars they own per family, okay. So I would want to say il achète, they bought or they buy their cars, or they not buy, I want to say they have. Ils ont, I would say ILS. Ils ont, yeah, two alarms passed and went by. That's not important right now because we're doing something more important. Come on, turn the screen. See, this is how the screen dances around. Don't do this. Come on. Back to work. Where's that man? Okay. So therefore we say le leur. Okay, where do we say le leur? Now, as I told you earlier, we use this le leur when I want to say I, whether I'm masculine, no, not I, whether I want to say they, whether they are masculine or feminine. I want to say they own the masculine. What did I give you as an example? Okay, let's just take they own the cafe, okay, they own the restaurant. Let's say some group of people, whether they are men or women, okay, mostly men, even if they're all men, or they are even a man and a woman, maybe even partnership of two or three, they own the restaurant. So I would say it is theirs, okay. And how would I say that? Say le leur. It's not theirs because they are multiple people, but because it is just that one restaurant that they own, therefore it is this leur, okay, that we're talking about, because restaurant is masculine, singular. Then when do we use la leur? We use la leur to signify when we want to say some feminine thing is theirs. Now what is that feminine thing? Feminine thing could be something like if you want to say la leur, when do you want, suppose you want to say la leur, when is it, okay. So suppose I want to say this same group of men and women, okay. Some two three men, or a group of men and a woman, they own a let not own let's say they all have 1 minute, let's say they all have a car. Okay, they all have a car, so it would be these cars are theirs. Okay, these cars belong to them. Or let's say all the members of the building, okay, they have at least one car, so all of them have their cars. And how would I say that? Ils ont, okay, I'm stressing on it, okay, ils ont la leur, they have theirs, they have theirs. Okay, and for the last example, you want to say, let's say all the members of the same building that we're talking about, all of them have their work to do. Okay, they all have their different works, different jobs to do. Okay, their chores. Okay, so chores is plural. Okay, let's just say son tâche, say tâche. Okay, their tasks, they have the different tasks to do. So for that matter, since there are many tasks, okay, and many tasks for many people. Okay, please listen to it that way. Okay, take it this way: there are many tasks for many people. And what is this going to take? Is going to take the sentence is going to be like this. Okay, ils ont beaucoup de tâches. Okay, or plus de tâches. Okay, lots of work, they have a lot of tasks. So all the tasks are theirs. So suppose I want to say all these tasks that they have, all these tasks are theirs, I would say uh I would want to say they have their task, they have their work, okay, to do. So I would say ils ont les leurs, ils ont les leurs, they have their task to do, so they have it. Ils ont les leurs. Now that les leurs could be masculine plural or feminine plural, that's up to you. With this we come to an end, to the end of this class on pronoun possessive. And with this we are done with all the topic on possessive pronouns. Très bien, and thank you so much for being good students. Merci beaucoup. Have a nice day.